that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. And the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're watching from, welcome back to my YouTube space. I hope you are doing great and you are enjoying my episodes. Okay, now I'm going to talk about some black Americans are calling for the unity of black people. They're saying right now when Trump is doing his things, it's the right time to unite. And I support, it is the right time for black community to unite. They're claiming that people have been happy, okay? This issue of segregation was announced. Black people are happy. Black community, they are not scared. And they made peace with that. Like, damn it, bring it on. That's what we want. And you all don't come to our places. That's what black community is saying. And even I've seen Latinos joining them saying, yo, we ain't scared. Bring it on. And you need to give us back what belongs to us. You need to give us our music. Give us our food, give us our players, give us our, basketball players. We need y'all black people, black community to stay on the land. So if you want that, we are ready for this. And our money is talking. Yeah, that's what the black community is saying. And they are happy, and I'm happy that they ain't scared. I'm happy that black community, they ain't shaking, they ain't falling for the bait. But I think it's high time now for the unity. It's high time for black people to support black business. It's high time to circulate money in the black business. It's high time the skills we have as black people to use now. If it comes to happen, I haven't said that segregation will surely happen because it has been there for all along, but it is time to call for the unity. So as they think they are breaking us, as they think they are weakening us, we are getting stronger and stronger. Now, I want you to watch this video of black Americans saying that, okay, segregation may be here. This is the time for the unity. Listen to these videos. If you have something to say, tell me in the comment section, okay? And then I'll come back.
I usually mind my business, but I see a lot of people freaking out about this segregation thing. Like, low-key, I think this would be a good move for black people. Not gonna lie. Do y'all not understand that when we were segregated, we were at our best? When we wasn't integrated into their society? We was at our best. I'm talking about us, black people. So y'all quit crying. I get it. Y'all don't like Trump. Y'all still think he gonna put us in chains and be slaves again. But look at it like this. Segregation is them letting us go. Because we not trying to pull up to their cookouts anyway. We not begging them to be in their spaces no more. Like Martin Luther King had y'all doing for the past 80 years. Begging to be accepted by them. We're not doing that. Maybe this segregation will teach us to stick together on our own, and we can get some economic wealth within our community. That's how I'm looking at it. Because we tend to give all our money out to everybody else. Now, with this segregation shit, maybe, just maybe, we can start sticking together finally, stop unaliving each other and doing things that destroy ourselves from within. Because at this point, it's going to be we all we got.
So I'm seeing on social media and everywhere that they want to bring back segregation. And the reaction that I'm seeing out of that is all the black people like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I'm tired of eating this bland food. I'm tired of eating food with no seasoning, blah, 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 blah. Which is cool. A part of me think that this could be a good thing for black people. However, it's all fun and games until we have to drive miles and miles away to a hospital that takes coloreds. It's all fun and games until we have to drive miles and miles away so we can go to a grocery store that serves coloreds. It's fun until we have to go to our dilapidated schools with outdated books, outdated technology, etc., because you know what white flight does, and you already know what's happening with our schools in these inner cities, especially in Cleveland. If we are going to do this, it is essential that we focus on building hospitals, building schools, building grocery stores. I think we got fashion on lock. The bundle industry, braiding industry, all of that. We have that on lock. We have the content creation on lock. We need to start holding these millionaires and billionaires in our communities that truly care. We need to hold them accountable. Let's start building schools for us. I'm not talking about no charter school, and I'm about to sound like Dr. Umar. I'm not talking about no charter school where everybody can come. No, if they're gonna do this, we need to come back with our own stuff, and we need to put millionaires and billionaires that are black and that care about the predicament of black people, and we need to start holding them accountable. And it's not just on holding them accountable, it's on holding ourselves accountable. We have to be able to support these people no matter what. If that's giving $1 away, yeah. If that's giving $5 away, yeah. If you get it, if that's giving 1,000 away, yep. If you got it, that's like giving 1,000,000 away. We need to start focusing on our community.
As a black American, I 100% stand with segregation in America. This was actually the Most High's decree. We weren't supposed to mix with the outsiders. We all know who the outsiders are. Those same outsiders augmented our history, stole our wealth, stole our land, stole our pride and our spirits from up under us, simply for integrating them in our system. But you see, segregation will bring everything that we lost back and then some. Segregation is our reparations. Black people are the majority, Spanish, the Mexicans included. We are the majority in this world. We are the biggest consumers in this world. And so, for the longest, Caucasians have taken advantage of the fact that we are the majority. So they sell exclusively to us. We are the reason why they are rich. We are buying their products to make them rich. If we go back to segregation, we start owning our own products, and we start exclusively selling to our own, we become millionaires overnight. We control the market overnight. We weed them out of their own system because now we hold the keys. For the longest time, they've had their own in leadership, while black people push the workforce and the labor force in order for them to become rich, while we receive pennies to $1. COVID woke the world up when they realized that essential workers, those essential workers were black people majority of the time in the Spanish, because the labor force is pushed by us. And when black folks stopped going to work, and those white leaders that were controlling those companies had to come in and get their hands dirty, they lost millions of dollars. They cannot keep up that workload with just them because they don't have the manpower or the skill set to do it. They can tell you what to do and use your godliness in order to get the job done. And then when y'all get the job done, they take all your resources and give you scraps. Segregation, us having our own, even if they try to pull a move like, hey, y'all money is in these white people banks, so you can't take your money out. That's fine. That is fine. This is what happens when you decide to do that. You try to withhold our money through segregation. You don't think they're going to boycott the banks, the businesses, like they did Target, and have them bankrupt in months? Think about what's going on. Think about us being the majority. Because if the majority of us pull our money out of the bank, or if the majority of us decide to create our own banks, segregated from them, and there are millions and millions of us, and their population is on the decline because they're technically clones that came in our world via orphan train, Holocaust, and the Great Migration that was less than 100 years ago. If we pull out all of our assets from them and go segregated, they go extinct. This is why they're crashing out. they're the only ones that really deep down do not want segregation. Because then they know black people are not going to buy their products and come in their stores, and then black people are only going to visit other black people, and they're only going to do business with other black people and other Spanish people. And next thing you know, these white people who are on the market trying to sell something is going to be cut short because we're not going to do business with you ever again. Because now this is the time to X you out of our history. Now is the time for us to bring the world back to where it was. Technology is at the lowest it's ever been. Now, with black leaders who were the originators of the inventions that we see today, now they can get their merits back. And now we can expand on what we started on year one when we were here, when we were segregated then.
This is my raw, honest, pure reaction and emotion to seeing how Donald Trump just signed a bill for us to go back to being segregated. Like, I had heard that he was in the process of doing that, but I don't know, I just saw the proof, and for some reason I just got emotional. Because why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand, like, why would you want to go back to that? Why would you, what is it about us that you hate so much? They don't want us here. They don't want us here. We done came so far. And I did not expect to get emotional. But I just cannot believe that you want to take us back to that. You want us to have separate bathrooms. You want us to have separate eating areas and facilities, restaurants. You want us to sit in separate areas when we go into the courtrooms. You want us back in the balconies when we go in the theater. I don't understand why you want this. And it is our own people who voted him in. It is our own people who stood behind him and supported him. Latinos, Mexicans, blacks, all of us, we have to come together. We have to do something. We can't continue to just sit back and be hurt, mad, upset. We got to do something about this. I am so sorry to say this, but when is somebody going to pew this man? Pew him. When? I did not expect to get emotional. But y'all, I just can't. I just can't.
Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Elon Musk. Segregation is legal again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best news that our people have ever received. You see, Martin Luther King led us into a burning house. Martin Luther King led us into situations where we never should have been in the first place. Imagine fighting for this country, going through everything that our people have been going through, just to be able to eat at their restaurant, just to find out that the food isn't seasoned. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, segregation is a beautiful thing. If you don't know about Black Wall Street, if you don't know about 5 Points Denver, if you don't know about Mound Bayou, Mississippi, then you don't understand that when our people are segregated away from them, when we're just doing our own thing within our communities, within our people, we succeed. Why is segregation a good thing? Because the NBA segregated. Matter of fact, segregated with the owners too. Segregation. All black athletes can only be under black owners. If your team has majority black people, sell it to somebody that's black. Segregation, right? The NFL, majority black. Segregation. Get everybody else out of there. That's our league. NBA, our league. NFL, our league. Y'all want segregation so bad. Hip hop, fashion, culture. Segregate yourselves from all of it and leave our greatness to our people. Segregation is a beautiful thing.
Infantilization of segregation that y'all new blacks are doing right now on social media is very scary to fucking see. And there's no fucking way that y'all sat down and y'all had access and actually talked to the elders in y'all families that grew up or lived during those time periods to sit here and get on Beyonce's internet and say that, and clap and be excited for segregation to come back or the idea of it to come back. Like, a lot of y'all need to go read a fucking book. Go read a fucking book. I've already made a video debunking all this black wealth myth during fucking segregation that y'all sit here and get on and talk as if there were just these black Wall Streets and black wealth all across America. Majority of black people during segregation, especially if they lived in the South, were in fucking poverty. These black doctors and black schools and all this black shit that y'all keep trying to fantasize. Like, number one, it wasn't as if they had the best of equipment or the best of education. Like, and most of the supply, like we didn't own any of the manufacturing or anything of that nature. So we still had to go get shit from white people. Like, black people stuck together back then because we had to. And like, we are still segregated. We're still segregated. Because even back then, during segregation, when black people got money, got the wealth, and had the resources, they didn't stay in the South to be fucking segregated. Fast forward to today, motherfuckers who get the resources don't stay in the fucking hood. Like, y'all act like we ain't still relatively, for the most part, still segregated. Y'all think because they slap a black-owned sign on something that, like, bro, look at our clubs. Look at most of our schools. Look at most of where we fucking live. We're still segregated. There's just laws in place now so that we don't get slung up on trees and we have equal access to shit or equal opportunity. But then y'all argue against that shit. We don't need DI. Like, bro. But maybe y'all need that shit to finally help y'all realize because mind you, these are the same motherfuckers who can't stop buying Lululemon. The same motherfuckers who can't go and stop buying resold Jordans on StockX. Can't stop buying shit from places that don't want you. So maybe y'all do need a motherfucker to force y'all to be around niggas. Like, dog, I seen somebody comments that was talking about, yeah, we need segregation back. Somebody said, yeah, because the projects weren't even for black people. They were for the Jewish and the immigrants and the white immigrants. As if the first projects were not built in Atlanta. Oh my God. Read a book, bro. Go read a book. But like I said, I already broke this down in another video. I'm a pin it. So y'all go watch it.
Welcome back. There's a number of things they have raised. I agree. And as far as black people we are celebrating or black Americans are cheering, are happy, they love it, it may come with consequences. I know I can't say anything to change your mind. And I know I can't teach you. You know everything. But maybe you'll pick one or two things from what I'm trying to say. This is not 60 years back. I know that. Thank you for reminding. I did a video just the other day and you reminded me it's not 60 years back. So the issue is telling us it's happening and we have been thriving with these issues. About economic disparities, or education disparities, it has been happening. And we have been thriving with it. About economic imbalance, it is happening. Health, it is happening. So I understand black Americans right now have made peace with everything. But I think this is the right time we need to unite as black people at large. So as I said, when they think they are trying to weaken us, it's the time we are uniting. We need to unite. Yeah. And we can call over Latinos too, people of color, each and every people of color. This is the time now. Because when we unite, it will scare them. And you know what Trump is thinking is that black people or black Americans will go to the street and start rioting. And he will implement martial law. He will take black Americans, black people out of the face of America. Because he vowed to bring America back to the people, white America. Okay? Make America great again. And that means he want to make America a country of white, only white. This will be a disaster to the medium class Americans, white Americans, and the low class white Americans. And that's why they're out here, because it's only the rich people maybe they are trying to enjoy this. But it's a pain to even other white Americans. So I hope you'll get something from this, me trying to say that it is time for unity, as your fellow black Americans have said, and I concur with that. I support that. It is time for unity. When I say it is time for unity, it is time for solidarity. I mean this. Like, when you unite as black Americans, for black community as now, we'll have strength in numbers. And having strength in number, I mean this. Unity among black people create a powerful collective force that can push back against the systems of segregation and discrimination. Historically, movements such as civil rights movement were fueled by the solidarity of millions of black individuals. Okay, so working together to challenge institutional racism will be easy. Working together to challenge the discrimination or segregation will be easy. So when black people unite, they send a message that they cannot be easily intimidated, they cannot be easily silenced, they cannot be easily dismissed. Okay, a single force is whether through protest or legal challenges or grassroots organization, a single force is weak, but a united force, struggle may be hard and may be harder. So I'm not saying that black people are going to the protest because they have said no, they ain't falling for the bait. But I'm saying strength in numbers. So if we are all accepting the segregation issues, now let us talk in the same language. Not to have other people rioting, others are inside. If it's going to the street, I use the name riot, it's not rioting, protesting. If it's all going to the street, then let's move the same direction. So we need unity of black Americans or black community right now. Because I think, yes, segregation is here, as one has said here, is here, and all of us are celebrating. But are you sure it's safe? Are you okay with it? Have you think of its consequences? Because have not started being implemented. When it has started, when the implementation is there, have you think of the consequences? Are you okay to live with it? So what do we need to do? Whether they bring it or not, they need to find us we are ready. And not only ready on social media, but we are ready in togetherness. So I think the unity of black Americans, black people right now is good. Okay? Black community, you need Africans in diaspora, Caribbeans who are in America, and Americans and Mexicans, people of color. It is time. Now, black people in segregated society, as I know, often face shared experience and systematic oppression, regardless of their individuals' background and economic status, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're from Africa, Caribbean, or you receive the same treatment. They have shared struggles, and that is why you should all unite as black community. Okay? We don't want to see Africans are talking their own language about this, Caribbeans their own language about this, and black Americans their own language. No. When facing this oppression, it goes for everyone. Okay? We have the shared problems. And as I was saying, like being denied equal access to jobs, it will go to both of black, whether you're rich, poor, your culture, and everything. Okay? Education, housing, healthcare, etc. They all face the same treatment. So unity helps to realize that these struggles are not isolated, but rather part of the larger pattern of injustice. And by coming together, people can support each other, both emotionally, practically, and, all of that. Building stronger voice. If you are saying, yes, we accept, with a stronger voice, you ain't be weak. Cultural empowerment, okay? Because segregation offers to diminish and dismantle cultural identity. But when we are together, the power will still be there. Believe me, the power will still be there. So, if you want to fight a systematic oppression, too need that, togetherness. If you want to inspire future generation as black community, need that togetherness. Not like now, you may find Africans saying black Americans are like this, black Americans saying Africans are like this. So we are divided. We are not supposed to be divided. When we are dividing, we are divided. We are creating some gaps to our future generation. Our future generation want to come and find us as united. There is something I missed from my former generation, and that's why right now I'm calling for unity. If I could have found that thing, right now I could not have been talking about unity, because we could have been together. Africa could have been thriving. We don't want to carry this mess of Africans hating on black Americans, Caribbeans hating on Africans or black Americans on to the next generation. There is a message I received from my email, and it was devastating. It doesn't show that we still want unity. Now, someone texted me on my email that why can't you, Dusty Brock, Bam in Kenya, Africa, worry about what's going on in your own homeland? We are not your old people here. Why are you all obsessed with black Americans? And what's going on here about your people? I wish you are in America, and a lot of you also, we could hope you all lame. There's some names there. You can't make money without us keeping our side your own mouth. Some things here I cannot mention, but that's what we want to end, so that our entire generation will not find some things like this. Now, we need to inspire. So the call for black unity during these times, or during times of segregation, if it comes to pass, or racial discrimination, it is important. Let's not say that we will not talk about that. I know you know it, but I had some people, as everything has its negative and positive side. As we know the positive of segregation, we must know the negative side of segregation and know how to deal with it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you need to follow things that I'm trying to say, but we just need to know what is the negative side of what's happening. Because if you as a black American, you are affected, as my brother, I'm affected too. I will not be happy here in Africa seeing you all being treated as inferiors. I won't be happy seeing you all being treated as, no. And you won't be happy either seeing me in Africa being treated badly. So I believe this is better we need to do. But again, if segregation happen in 2025, if it happens, which I know it has been happening, but if it's officially open, how are we gonna deal with that? Please tell me in the comment section. If it happens, I've seen your videos. Let me check. I have seen your videos, and if it happens, how are we going to handle it? And I believe that you all know, and I've seen you telling me education and raise awareness, okay? Learning about civil rights, engaging in discussion about race, promoting diversity. That's how we are going to tackle it, okay? Education is a key tool of empowerment. Understanding the history of segregation and its modern manifestation allows black people to recognize patterns of discrimination and respond effectively. Yeah. Now, I will say, as older people, we need to educate our younger ones, and create awareness, because maybe you know much, you have learned the history, and you have maybe come across this issue of segregation, but these our younger ones, our future generation, haven't. So we need to do that. We need to engage into collectively actions and advocacy if we want to. Black people have said that we even don't need that. But if we have to, organize activism have been so powerful tool throughout the history. And if it happens again in 2025, we'll do that. Participate in local and national movement, support grassroots organization, engage in protest and peaceful something of which we as black people, we don't want to go on that direction. And that's why we have made peace, or black Americans have made peace with this segregation, and they have said this, bring y'all. But important thing we need to do, apart from pushing reforms, apart from what we call uniting and engaging collective or create awareness, the one thing we need to do, and it will dismantle their plans, it is this: support, build black-owned business. That's the thing we need to do if this happen openly. Even if it's not happening, we need to do that, because economic empowerment is one of the most effective ways to resist segregation and discrimination. Economic empowerment. It is time to support black-owned business. It is time to support black. It is time. By purchasing their products and services from black entrepreneurs and creators, it is time. Okay? It is time to start business and invest to cater the needs of black communities and empower economic independence. And that's why I made a video, my previous video, that you should all invest in Africa. Not all, those who have the heart and willing to, you should all invest in Africa. I told you about the countries you can invest and why you should invest in that countries. Yeah, you all should think of investment, because if they are trying to bring back segregation, that means that they are thinking of it, and its administration is thinking of it. In one way or the other, they will, even if segregation will not pass, they will put things to make sure that it is seen. Like now they have cancelled or do away with the education sector of, and there's a video I saw where Trump was saying he will restrict money from black neighborhood if they do some certain of things. So I believe supporting black-owned business is the best thing we should to do. Start business economies, encourage cooperative economies, That's what we need to do. We have a lot of things like engaging in legal actions, know your rights, but strengthening community networks, like building strong supportive networks within black community can help to address segregation and discrimination. You all know that. But I emphasize, I'm trying to make you see that if there's possibility we have negative effects on the segregation issues, we need to do these things. Let us not forget that in everything that's happening, we have negative side and positive side. Like positive side may be 90%, but the 10% negative may be harsh. So we need to come up with ideas to get this out of the way, Social media, we are using social media well. Educate, promote mental health and healing and everything. And all of this I'm saying, I know black Americans who are right now, they know a lot of things, and nobody can teach them their history. Nobody can teach them what to do. But we can remind ourselves that black community at large need to unite. That's the aim of this video. We need to unite so that we can push our way through, because we are the best. We have the money. We control the economy. We have the manpower. We control the work. So we are on a greater position to accept these segregation issues. But are we ready for it? That's the question. That's the question some black Americans are asking. Are you ready? Are you really thinking you are ready? Of course, it may not happen, because for segregation to come back in America, there's a number of things they need to do through the laws and everything, and it may fail. But they have that in mind. This is the episode. I was talking about unity and everything. I need you to share it widely and support black people, support Africans, support Jamaicans. All black people must unite. Until next episode, peace out.